You're sitting in an interview and you see that look. The hiring manager is 20 years younger than you, and you can see them doing the math on your graduation date. They are looking at your 30 years of experience. They are looking at a cultural fit problem. It's a gut punch. You've spent decades putting out fires, saving companies millions, and navigating vendor crises that will sink a junior manager. And now, you're fighting an AI-driven algorithm that tosses your resume out before a human even knows you exist. The golden watch retirement is a trap, my friend. It's a slow fade into the background while you worry about your bank account running dry before you do. But I'm here to tell you, you're not aged out. You're just playing by a 20th century rule book that been burned. I am Elmer, also known as Vagabond Elmer, and today I'm going to show you how to turn those 30 years of firefighting experience into a scalable remote consulting system that pays you for your wisdom, not your hours. I remember the year 2008. It was a debacle. I lost my real estate investment firm. It was just a nightmare. I felt like a cog that was no longer needed. But then I realized I still had my engineering degree and years in industrial distribution and automation. I dusted off that engineering hat, called my network, and through a referral, I landed a consulting gig. My knowledge didn't have an expiration date, and neither does yours. Research shows that while big corporations are getting rid of the 50-plus crowd to save money, they're finding out really quick what a mistake they made. The same executives are coming right back to hire you people as a consultant because startups and SMEs are desperate for your problem-solving skills. The problem is not what you know, it's the channel. You're trying to sell 30 years of hard-won pattern recognition through an application tracking system built to commoditize you. We were taught in a completely different way of how to hire people, how to recognize people, experience, and all that. That's not how things work nowadays, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, let's start thinking about building that consulting system for you and stop asking for permission to take a Tuesday off. Let's build that consultant in a box. So let's look at it from step one. Audit your hidden assets. Don't list titles, but be specific in terms of what kind of fires do you put out. If you handle, like in my case, auto integration or fixed supply chain nightmares, what's your currency? What 3 problems or main problems have you solved that will stump everyone else's in the room? Think of those experiences, those expertise that you have, and the problems that you got involved, and then kind of package that and put it in a way that you can distill and find out the 3 top problems have you solved that will stump everyone else's in that room. Once you do that, then we move into step 2. Create a specific offer. Don't say, I help with operation. That's a recipe for disaster and being ignored. Say something like, I help manufacturing companies identify their top 3 supplier risks in a 2-hour session. How about that? See the difference? That's a product someone can say yes to. So what we're looking at is in the consulting in a box is basically how we can put together an offer where it makes sense for our prospective clients. Something that is specific, is punchy, it gets there. Because we know with our years of experience, what are the main problems that all these folks, startups, and SMEs have? Then let's move on to step 3, the willingness to ask. Reach out to 3 people who have the problem you already solved. Use the gray hair advantage here. You're not asking for an interview. You're offering a strategic audit or a 48-hour stress test. All right? And there is the golden rule. Now, stop pricing by the hour. In the Silver Nomad world, we package wisdom. Remember that. If it takes you 20 minutes to solve a problem that takes a junior engineer 20 hours, you should be paid for the value of that solution, not the minutes on the clock. That is one of the biggest mistakes that just about every consultant when they are starting make, including myself. And I was just, at the beginning of it, I was just, looking to be hired. I was desperate. So I started, if it takes me 5 hours, I'll charge you $100 an hour. Not that is a bad thing, especially with the first few cases that you wanted to start with, but really give yourself the value that you are worth, specifically when we're dealing with, solving problems and working on projects faster than anybody else can do it. Now, the key here is, once you package all this up, is to get your first client, your first $1,000 proof of concept, which is the foundation here. It proves your knowledge has value outside of any organizational chart. From there, you can build digital courses, playbooks, or communities while you live in Mexico, Spain, or Southern Asia for that matter. You see, today I wake up in cities I used to only see in travel posters. I solve complex problems for people who value my gray hair as a badge of reliability. I don't miss the commute, tell you that. And I certainly don't miss asking for permission to live my life. Folks, you have 3 decades of pattern recognition that a 22-year-old or a 30-year-old has not even dreamed of yet. The next chapter of your life doesn't have to be smaller. It should be the most profitable and adventurous one yet. Remember again, first step is to, write down all this different expertise, like what I call it, scars, skills, and stories that you have. Figure out 2 or 3 of the biggest problems that you can solve for prospective clients. Then put that in a package where you can offer it to people. And thirdly, start talking to your network. Start sending emails to folks. What you want to do is get one person, one company to try you out. And what that will do is give you that first, what I call $1,000 proof of concept. Once you have that, you got it. From here, it's just a matter of betting off the offer and building that consulting box. All right, so now you know how to package your expertise to make money. But do you know how to keep the IRS from taking half of it while you're living abroad? So stay tuned for a future video where we will dive deep into the specific tax strategies for these borderless consultants. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, as well as, comment on it. Is this something that you like? You like to hear any other specific topic? I will certainly appreciate any comment you have, so that way we can keep updating this community. So to stay up to date in our community roadmap and to join the movement of professionals reclaiming their sovereignty back, join our community on Substack. You can find all the links in the description below. Until then, I'll see you on the road. Ciao.